All right, good afternoon, traders. Let's do the market wrap up. Today is May 8th, 2024. It's the BYOB Market Wrap Up with me, John Kerrigan. Let's take a look at the markets, see what we got going on here. All right, here's SPY. Let's put it out on the daily chart. Okay, for SPY, pivot today was 513.83. We didn't come close to it. Today's price action. Lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Okay, so there's SPY. Still looking for this 3-day MMR, bullish MMRP. Looking for that pullback to hopefully this minor support and this all-time high anchored VWAP. We'll see what happens. We do have an open gap open down here underneath. So there's SPY. On the 2-hour chart, let's take a look at that. 2-hour chart is still, didn't quite get the cross today, all right? In the pre-market, looking like the cross was going to happen. 2-hour chart, cross is still open here. So still got a 2-hour uptrend. Left off, we have a 10-minute uptrend into the close, all right, with a big red candle, kind of like an exclamation point on the 10-minute uptrend that we had coming into the close. Oh, they're ripping it down now. Okay, so there's SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. Okay, where's my pivot going to be for tomorrow? We got a head and shoulders. I got to tell you, if we take out the head, I think we're coming down. But a lot of common ground right here at 516.38. Okay, below 516.38, I think we're going to melt down. All right, seemed to come to this area first thing, popped off it. That was yesterday, came up through it. All right, come up there, came back to it again right here. So maybe we could even push this up to 516.65, right about there. Okay, you can see a lot of candles coming up to this area, coming back to it. So 516.61, 516.65. So that's going to be the pivot for tomorrow. So let's go ahead and write that in there. See if we can find it on the daily thing. And is it anywhere here? No, not written in. All right. 516.65. Pivot. 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 Remember Ross Geller? All right, so there's SPY. All right, let's take a look at QQQ. All right, so here's QQQ. Daily price action, a little similar to SPY. Lower high, lower low, closing in over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. All right, so SPY still in an uptrend. QQQ still in a daily uptrend. FNGU. All right, got a lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Still in an uptrend. Okay, so there's 3 of the 5 still in an uptrend. Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, outside day, higher high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Still in an uptrend. Another one, there's 4 out of 5. IWM. All right, IWM, lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Still got a high, still got a high, still got a higher low, still bullish. So all of the Fab 5 are still in bullish daily uptrends. So there's IWM. Maybe bullish and daily uptrends, kind of like, that could be redundant, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's in an uptrend, it's bullish. But anyways. All right, so IWM in an uptrend. All right, let's take a look at the technicals. All right, so we came out of, the bears threw us out of the buy zone. They did not like us knocking on the door at the overbought zone. So they threw us out of the buy zone. We made that higher low right here, but we also made that lower high. Tried to climb back into the buy zone. Bears wouldn't open the door, so there you go. And so we just chopped. We just chopped to the right all day long for the most part. And T2123. green from beginning to the end of the day. All right, so just a whole lot of chop going on right there. Okay, T2123 3 bar, more consolidation over the rising 200. That's a good sign. All right, so more consolidation up there, 2123, more consolidation on top of that rising 200 SMA. All right, so see if they can, got a big long bear flag right there. All right, FNGU. All right, FNGU is kind of choppy all day. It's probably where the chop came from. Look, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. Okay, nothing but going back and forth over the 8 EMA right there, FNGU. But on the bigger picture, holding the bull flag. Notice the move up and then over to the right, still hanging out over the top, on top of this 200 SMA. Still bullish, FNGU. All right, let's take a look at USO. All right, let's take a look at energy, USO. USO is in a downtrend because we made lower highs and lower lows, so we're in a downtrend. So USO for the price action for today, looking like an outside candle. Definitely got a lower low. The high here is 76.16. The high here is 76.18 outside day. So higher high, lower low, closing inside the bearish trap, but under the 17 EMA. USO still in a downtrend. UNG's in an uptrend. Price action for today is outside day again. So the energy market putting in volatility, showing us some volatility, making these outside days. All right, so here is UNG, lower low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA, hanging on to the uptrend. Nice work, UNG. Let's take a look at precious metals. Here's silver for price action. Well, I got to squint to see this one. All right, so that's looking like a higher high and a lower low. So an outside day in commodities. So silver, higher high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. That's silver. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Silver is a little bit stronger than gold. See that? They're above a bullish trap, while bear is in a bearish trap. Excuse me, gold is in a bearish trap. That was redundant. Okay, so there's silver and gold. All right, let's take a peek at the dollar. And which one do we want here? This one. Yeah, we want this one. US dollar. What did the dollar do today? Just melting back up. So you can see price action produced a bull flag right here. Tried to make that second higher high, failed. So then we broke out of the bear bull flag. Came down here, tested the rising 50 SMA right there. Put a big wick, big tail into that. And bounced off of that. And now we're back, coming back to the bull flag up here. So we'll see if we get continuation tomorrow, or if they just meander around more and consolidate some more. So there's US dollar index. As you can see, we got a low, we made a higher low, we made another higher low, made another higher low, made another higher low, made a higher high, failed to make a new high, came back to the 50 SMA. All right, so there's the price action for the US dollar. Okay, strong dollar, not good for our markets. Strong dollar makes our goods and services less competitive in the foreign countries. All right, so that kind of ruins GDP for us. All right, so there's US dollar. Take a look at a few sectors while we're hanging out. Okay, let's take a look at SMH. All right, SMH in an uptrend, higher low, higher high, closing today, lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. SMH in the uptrend. Okay, XLF is in an uptrend. XLF making higher low and a higher high. Okay, so that's in an uptrend now. SMH also in an uptrend. XLF outside day, expanding volatility with a higher high and a lower low closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So we got semiconductors and the XLF in an uptrend. XLK, higher low, higher high. XLK also in an uptrend. That's good news. Okay, so for today's price action, lower high, lower low, but closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So bullish here on XLK. Okay, still in an uptrend. So that's out of the last three, we're 3 for 3. All right, and on IWM, small caps and mid caps, we got higher lows and higher highs as well. So that's also in an uptrend. So that's 4 for 4. Okay, not to mention this is part of the Fab 5. All right, so now let's take a look at the last one. Prepare to be disappointed. All right, so here's IYT. Let me just go down because this oftentimes has some bad ticks in there. And there it is, another bad tick. All right, so where did we hang out today? So we got a tail down there. We finished near the highs. So it's a green candle. And we're right up here. Okay, I have to figure this out because they gave me a bad candle. Okay, so this is really where we are. All right, we're right here between these two lines. We're not even near this. Okay, and the candle's green because we gapped down and moved up. Okay, so here's IYT, transports. Okay, doesn't really matter about the candle. We're still in a downtrend. Why? Lower high, lower low. All right, so we're in a downtrend. Okay, but today's price action was a green candle. Okay, so we made a lower high, lower low, and we closed, I guess, below the bearish cross. I'm going to call it the bearish trap. Okay, closing below the bearish trap. I'm just going to say it's the bearish cross. And underneath the 17 EMA. So there's IYT. All right, so IYT in a downtrend. So of the 5 of the commodities that we were looking at, not the commodities, but the sectors, you know, the 5 sectors that I typically watch, okay, of the 4 sectors. But I include IWM in it as well. So okay, so of the 5, and the 5 are IWM, small cap, and mid cap, and I use that also in the Fab 5. Okay, SMH, that's the semiconductors. XLF, that's the financials. XLK, that's technology. XLF, that's the financials. I think I said that. Okay, and then IYT, that's the transports. Okay, so out of those 5, 4 of those are in uptrends. All of the Fab 5 are in uptrends. The most important one of all is the FNGU. Okay, that's the most important because this one is so weighted inside the QQQ and SPY. All right, so if this thing sneezes, they all get the flu. All right, so it's in a bull flag right now, so that's good news. All right, so that's good news. But I just want to remind you, okay, we are showing, go back to this, go back to another chart. We're showing a 3-day MMRP, okay? I'm just going to go back to SPY, okay, and hit the daily chart, zoom in here. So we're showing a 3-day MMRP. You got 1, 2, 3 candles, push them together. So big igniting candle move there. We have a pause, looking like a pullback here. Maybe some more pullback tomorrow. Kind of finish kind of bullish to really look for a full pullback tomorrow. But we'll see. Maybe a double test of the downtrend line. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY. All right, and we got a pause candle, kind of indecision. Like we went kind of far too fast. So they're kind of nervous, like I don't think we'll find any sellers up here or any buyers up here. So let's just cool off, let the market, give the market time to digest this because we want to sell them some stock, okay? But they're not going to buy it up here in the nosebleed section. So got to kind of cool it off a little bit. All right, so there's SPY. We've got a 3-day MMRP showing. So 3 days, for the igniting move. Then we're looking for 3 days for the pause and maybe 3 days for the check of support. Or the 3 days pause and check of support could be all together as one. So we'll have to watch it and see what happens. Have to see what materializes. So far, it's doing the right stuff. Okay, we've got the igniting move. We've got the pause. Notice it's kind of hanging out in the upper third of the igniting move. That would be pause. Okay, and then you look for it to come back to like maybe a midpoint, maybe this anchored high, all-time high anchored VWAP. That would be a good spot. Maybe some minor support right there, 508.23. That would be a good spot. Anywhere around here, find the support and then look for those clump of 3 days. All right, making each clump making a higher low and a higher high. So that's what we got on SPY. All right, traders, that's it for me today. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Market just chopped around. It's tough. It's a tough market today. Don't feel bad if you didn't make any money. It was not an easy day. The instructions were like short the, if red wipes out green under the pink line, you can short it. Well, you can see it didn't go anywhere. And if you wanted to buy this, okay, over the pink line, you can see here's green, and here's green wipes out red. And where do we go from here? Not too much further, and then we got crushed. Okay, so really not an easy day at all. See, we have a spike candle still attached to the prior highs anchored VWAP right there. So there's kind of like no dice going there. And everything else is just kind of just chop, 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 chop. And if you looked at T2122, you saw, hey, guess what? We're in the chop zone. And that's what we got. Nothing but chop. Nothing that really manifested in a move. Okay, so maybe tomorrow we get a little breakout. We'll see what happens. Maybe more pause. Again, this is the pause candle. 3 days of pausing. So we could get some more consolidation tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. All right, so everybody have a beautiful weekend. Thanks for being here. I'm honored to be in here as your host. Thank you. Appreciate all of you being in here. Again, everyone have a wonderful evening. Any questions before I take off? Nothing? All right. Okay, so I'm going to render my video, put it up on YouTube. All right. Thanks, Julie. Yep, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I was wondering if I was speaking to an empty room. Thank you for somebody speaking up for me. Thank you. I'll see you in the morning, all right? 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll see everybody. All right. Have a good night.